Welcome back to Commodity Classic, Nashville, Tennessee, AgriTalk Online. Bonus coverage of this year's meeting with corn, soybean, wheat, and sorghum growers together in record numbers, well over 5,000, up around 5,800, I believe. Joining us now, two leaders of the Kansas Soybean Association, Terry Reschke from Hiawatha, first Vice President, Policy Committee Chair, and also Charles Atkinson from Great Bend, Kansas, President of the Kansas Soybean Association. Charles, let me start with you. We were just talking. The mood and the attitude here at this meeting, very positive, very upbeat.
It's very upbeat, and the people are just excited about the industry. And, after listening to Secretary Vilsack and everything, he's upbeat about trying to get people to understand how important agriculture is. And one of the things we talked about was that, a lot of people are trying to regulate agriculture, and we need to narrow that gap and let people know that agriculture is here to stay. We are the backbone of this country, and it'll be agriculture that saves our country. So we got to really stress the importance of people that are out there raising crops and providing food for not only our country but the world.
Terry, along with weather concerns that are a big part of farming always, the concern about overregulation, that is one of the concerns, major concerns farmers have.
Well, that's right, Mike. There's always a lot of groups out there trying to regulate what we do, and we can understand that because what we do, farming, does affect everybody, and we want to make sure that if we are being regulated, we have a say in those regulations, and make sure that we're being regulated by the right people, I guess.
We keep hearing here the need for a strong crop insurance program. Is that what your members are saying as well?
I think for the new farm program, that would be the main object of the new farm program is make sure we have some risk management. There's still a lot of risk out there in farming. Things have been a little better. Things have been on the upside in agriculture, but as prices go up, so do the risks, and the risks are greater than they've ever been, along with the opportunities also.
Charles, I think there are those outside of agriculture that look in and say, oh, it's going so well, your prices are high, what are you worried about? They don't understand the volatile nature of farming, and those prices that are up now can go down.
And that's true, and a lot of people don't understand how volatile our industry is. I mean, the one thing that always we tried to bring to light is the fact that we don't have a lot of control over our inputs, and we don't have a lot of control over what we get for our price. We don't have the opportunity to go into a grocery store and say this is what we want for a product. And those regulations, people need to understand how volatile it is and why we need those safety nets in place.
Let's talk about some trade policies, Terry. We are getting the free trade agreements implemented now. That's a big boost going forward. We had a huge year in exports last year. That's still key for soybean growers, sir.
Well, that sure is, and we just found out, listened to Secretary Vilsack, that and as we all know this, the middle class of the world is growing and eating better all the time, and there's just huge opportunities out there for us, and we need to keep pushing that. And we export a huge amount of what we raise in the soybean industry, and that the importance of that cannot be overrated. So,
what are you hearing and seeing among your members when these budget cuts are proposed and talked? We know there's going to be less funding. What areas are you most concerned about?
Well, we want to make sure that we have the risk management in place. We also, conservation, I think, should also be very important. That doesn't just affect farmers. That's not just something the producers end up with the conservation financing, but we also, that affects everybody in the country to keep our water clean, air clean, and things like that.
Charles, I know that you stress the importance of grassroots involvement. It's important to support organizations that become members. If you're a soybean grower in Kansas, to join the Kansas Soybean Association, you need that united front, that strong voice.
We do need that united front because we are involved. Producers are always out there giving to the checkoff dollars, and that goes towards improving our product. But it does not go towards the lobbying, the working with our congressmen, the working with policy. And we need those members out there because we are grassroots, we are member strong, and it's the members' voice that speak. And we want to make sure we get everyone involved in agriculture.
One thing we know, Terry, and this is what we touched on earlier, things are going pretty well overall right now, but there are a lot of forces, a lot of agendas out there that would really derail the momentum we have been able to enjoy now in agriculture.
Well, it seems like at times agriculture does, get some negative publicity at times, but, we're out here to try to, tell our story. But, along with telling our story, Mike, we've got to remember, we've got to listen to everybody else's story also, because what we do, what we raise, and what we put on our soils, that affects everybody. So we're not just here to have you tell our story. We've got to listen and be willing and ready to listen to the other side of the issues.
Boy, we have to work together. Finally, what are your thoughts on soybean acres this year in Kansas?
Soybean acres, I kind of look for them to see it go up a little bit. Some of it I would kind of go on the idea that with this drought. I know that out in western Kansas we got a lot of circles out there that kind of push the limit on how much water they can use, so they're probably looking for a water saving crop out there. So I'd like to see some of that to go up, of course, but it's going to be an interesting year.
Jerry, what about in your area?
I think it'll be pretty much the same. It's usually about a corn bean rotation, and usually I think most farmers usually say about 50%. So.
Terry Reschke from Hiawatha, Kansas, First Vice President, Policy Committee Chair, and Charles Atkinson from Great Bend, Kansas, President of the Kansas Soybean Association. Guys, have a good year. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We'd also like to appreciate or tell you we appreciate you and all the farm broadcasters for taking their time to let us visit with you today. So.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, stay with us. Much more to come from Commodity Classic here on AgriTalk Online.